What is up, YouTube? How the heck you doing? My name is LiLB0MB3R, and welcome back to another episode of our medieval Minecraft Let's Build. Guys, it has been a pretty good weekend for me. I hope you guys had a very good weekend as well. We'll talk about that in a little bit here, but today I do want to work on a bridge. I'm thinking that's going to be the plan for today, maybe get this bridge done. I don't think it's going to take us very long. I don't really have any sort of design in mind. I'm going to kind of rip this one off the top of the head. And just kind of do something super simple, something a little bit, obviously, well, not a little bit, but something medieval in the sense that we do want it to match the theme of our village here. And I don't think it's going to be anything like super fancy or super artsy. I'm thinking that this village, for the most part, is going to be something that, like, it isn't a super wealthy village. It's just your typical... I don't want to, like, compare it to a Skyrim village because I feel like that's going to make it, like... I don't want to like make it identical to a Skyrim village, but in the sense of that, I would say something like Riverwood. It's just something you cross early on. It's not going to have, well, I do want it to have like really nice big builds and things like that, but it's not going to be like an elven village where everything is super classy, super fancy and things like that. So remember that this is medieval, but this village is also supposed to be kind of rustic in the sense that this isn't a very wealthy village by any means. But last episode we did go ahead and build our little storage room cave here. I went ahead and just threw some item frames on, just your basic kind of a wood corner, stone brick, cobblestone, just random stuff, granite diorite, andesite, some mob drops, some, I didn't know what to label this one, I just threw my clay blocks in there that I had, some greens. I don't think there's anything in that one yet. Then your dirt, gravel, sand, random chest, some wool. I don't know what that one's going to be. Don't know what that one's going to be. But this is kind of my goodies. I'm thinking like iron and gold, maybe emeralds, diamonds, lapis, and then coal and redstone because those two kind of accumulate the most. So I just figured I'd throw those guys together. Which now that I say that out loud doesn't really make a lot of sense because obviously if those two have the most, you probably wouldn't want them put together. But I don't think it's going to be too big of a deal. Let's see. I would like a crafting bench. And I'm just going to make another one, simply for the fact that the other one is being used as a, like, chest marker thingy, and I don't really want to make another one. Or I don't really want to take that one off. So let's see. I'm thinking that these beams, so I have the dark oak combination here. Dark oak symbolizing that the wood is wet. Let's go ahead and not cheat the system and get rid of these. It takes a long time to break a dirt block with your fist underwater. Wow. Okay, get rid of that guy. Let's do dark oak here as well, as the current is pulling me a little bit down there and down there. Perfect. Don't have to worry about that. Those beams have been taken care of. I actually cleared out some of this river floor. It was like this layer right here, like this second layer, so it was one deep, stretched out to basically where that squid is. And I was like, well, I do want to build a bridge here, but I feel like that would look very funny to have that level be like halfway across the river. That would make it more of a stream or a creek, and that's not really what I was trying to go for here. So I take a little sip of coffee. Yeah, it's still kind of hot. But I figured that if we're going to use like a water wheel and things like that, this river had to look like it was deep enough and powerful enough to emphasize that. And I feel like if this was like one deep halfway across, it wouldn't really do that for us. So I'm thinking maybe some oak wood stairs. I'm gonna bring this a little bit closer. I put it over there to get it out of the way, and I needed it over here. Let's put it there. So let's do some oak wood stairs, maybe here and here. If I can place it, perfect. Okay, and then maybe we do that, just that same thing underneath. I'm thinking that like the majority of this is going to be oak wood. So let's go over here and do that same thing. I understand this part will be kind of annoying, so I'll be doing a lot of it back and forth like this, just because I don't want to mess it up, and I honestly don't know how wide this is and where the middle really is. So we need to do something like that for sure. Let's run back over here. But like I was talking about, I did have a pretty solid weekend. A lot of my roommates were gone. It's that time of year in Wisconsin here where it's like, obviously it's almost October, but like Oktoberfest and things like that are going on. I'm not much of a drinker or anything like that, so I didn't go. But a lot of my roommates went to Oktoberfest and all this different kind of stuff, so I know they had a lot of fun. But it was very quiet here this weekend, which was kind of nice actually. Living in a pretty big house with a lot of roommates, it was pretty nice just to have a down weekend where there wasn't anything going on at my house. It was basically me. I live in a house of 9. There are 9 of us that live here total, and it was me and one other person here all weekend. And he was actually my best friend. So it's basically like me and my best friend living in this huge house, just the 2 of us, which is really, really nice. But his girlfriend came down for the weekend, and we actually, the 3 of us, third wheeled like a champ this weekend, and the 3 of us actually went and saw it, and it was incredible. It was so good. If you guys are old enough to where you have seen the first It, I am fortunately and unfortunately I am at that age where I have seen both of them. I am 22 years old, and it just brought so many memories back to that old movie. It was different in the sense where like they had some different parts, and I don't know, it was like some iconic parts to me, I guess, as a kid. It's like different parts that not everyone had seen, or like maybe not everyone thinks they're the most iconic, but it took me a while to figure out kind of which character portrayed who, simply for the fact that, like, so Richie, in the old movie, he is, and I'm not gonna like give away any spoilers or anything like that if people actually like do want to see it and haven't seen it yet. Richie was the redheaded kid in the old movie, and in this movie he wasn't red-haired, which obviously isn't that huge of like a thing, but it took me a while to figure out it was him, simply for the fact that in the old movie he wasn't like, it took a little while for them to be friends. I think they weren't really friends until the dam was built, and he was like the main one hanging out. Maybe these need to be spruce. He was like the main one hanging out with Billy in the beginning there, which I mean, it's not like it's like a huge plot twist, but it was just different from what I remember. And so like it just took me a while to figure out, like, oh, okay, that's Richie. And then the Jewish kid, now I can't think of his name. Andy, maybe? Is that my wood is not in here. I believe it's Andy is the Jewish kid. And as that, like, I hope that doesn't sound offensive to anybody when I just say the Jewish kid. But Andy was, like, in the old one, Andy was also a Boy Scout. And in this one, that was, like, nothing that wasn't even brought up at all. So it took me a while to, like, remember which, it took me a while to remember, like, in the old movie, which one Andy was. And obviously he was the Boy Scout. He was Richie's best friend in the old one. And then what was the other big thing? Oh, they didn't have the most iconic scene to me that I remember when I was younger. I mean, I watched the old one when I was like 10. I was super young, and the biggest, like, one of the most memorable scenes to me when I was a kid was that shower scene when God, is it Ben? Ben was in the shower, and I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen the old one. If you've seen the old one, you know exactly the scene that I'm talking about. But Ben was in the shower, and Pennywise, comes through, like, the drain, and, like, that's like the first time that that Benny sees him. And in the new one, this isn't really a huge giveaway or anything like that. So, but like in the new one, obviously Ben is whatever, afraid of germs and things like that. Well, his mother is, and in the new one, that scene doesn't happen. It's like Ben sees him outside of a house, basically. It's the first time Benny really sees him, and that part just kind of caught me like off guard, in the sense that I figured that they would. God, I don't really like that. I'm like talking too much, and we haven't even built anything yet. But in the new one, it's maybe we just go up another one. I do want to fit a boat underneath here, so maybe we go up to here. Like that. In the new one, that obviously isn't a scene, which like completely caught me off guard. I was expecting that to be a big thing, because like I said, like for the old one, like that was one of the more iconic scenes to me personally. Obviously, I'm not everyone, but that was like one of the huge scenes to me when I was a kid. Like that's like the one that really stands out. So I was expecting that to happen again, but it didn't. What else? There was a couple other things that now I can't really put my finger on, but gosh, I'm trying to think of another one. Oh, another big one for me was when Richie first sees the clown. Obviously I just completely lost train of thought. I think in the old one, it's like they explain that Richie is because obviously the if you haven't seen it or of like anything along that nature, or like not along that nature, but if you hadn't seen if you hadn't seen the old one, or if you don't, I'm blanking on what I'm trying to say. If you haven't seen the old one, or if you haven't like read the book or anything, I think in the old one Richie is afraid of werewolves, if I'm not mistaken. In the new one, it just says he's afraid of clowns. That's his biggest fear is clowns. And the way that Pennywise works is he manipulates or just like he knows what you're afraid of and he feeds off of fear. That's like the main thing is that. So like towards the end, they explain that they're not afraid of him. So then obviously he doesn't fight him or doesn't want to eat him or kill him or anything like that. So in the old one, it says that Richie's afraid of werewolves, or at least that's like what it symbolizes. Because if you've seen the old one, you know what I'm talking about, in the sense that he's at the school and the janitor makes him go downstairs to get something, and then he sees like the werewolf in the boiler room. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that's what happens. And when that happens, like obviously that's the first time that Richie sees the clown. So then, but in the new one, it's just like they just explain that he's afraid of clowns, but nothing actually really happens to him, which is kind of, I mean, it's fine. Like it's not like that was like a crucial part of the movie, but it's just I expected something to happen to him like it did every other kid, but that wasn't really the case. But the biggest thing was in the old one when Pennywise is whatever chasing, or when you see the werewolf in the school, and then Pennywise does the whole beep beep Richie, like that thing, that used to freak me out as a kid. Like my brother used to do that to me all the time. Like he would just say that and it would instantly just terrify me, because that was one of those more iconic scenes in the movie, and it honestly used to scare the hell out of me. And that, like when he said that in the new one, it was just like towards the end, like it was almost like it was just thrown in because they knew it was like a huge part of the movie, but they just didn't do it. I don't know. It was like, to me, like that part, I don't want to say felt rushed, because obviously I know nothing about film and movie making or anything like that. But it was just like one of those things where it's just like, okay, like when is this going to happen? When are they going to do this? Because Richie had already seen the clown for the first time. So it was one of those things where I was expecting like something else or I was expecting it to come sooner, basically. And it never really did. And then eventually it was just like, oh, there it is. Like, I'm really, really glad that they did that. But it just felt like unnatural and kind of rushed to me. But I don't know, maybe I'm just wrong. But like as like the childhood thing, that just, I was expecting it to happen more or earlier, I guess, and it just never did. I don't know, but it was super, super good. And obviously the way that they portrayed it, like there was a bunch of stuff obviously in the old one. It's a lot longer, the old one is, and it like already has them as adults and things like that. In the new one, that didn't happen, because I'm assuming that, well, they're making more in the just like you could feel it towards the end, because, and again, I don't want to ruin anything, but basically like the way that the movie ended, you could tell there was going to be another one. And then it also just said like I don't remember if it said chapter or part, but basically it said part 1. It didn't say that in the beginning, but then the end credits were like chapter 1. So obviously they're doing more, but in the old movie you see them as adults, and that wasn't even a thing in this new one. So obviously like that was a huge player in the fact that they're going to do more. So, but I'm super, super excited. It was really, really good. It was, oh, I don't know. Like, I don't know what else to say about it other than the fact that it was incredible. And I'm really, really glad that I went to see it. I was pretty, like, I wasn't scared, in the sense where like, oh, I'm not going to fall asleep tonight, I'm super, super scared type of thing. But there were a lot of jump scares in that movie, and it was just super, super good. Like, if you have seen the old one, I highly, highly recommend going to see this one as well. Just like I said, it was really, really good. And I really, really liked it. This might just be too much right here. Too much wood. Maybe we just get rid of these and we do what I was planning on. And oh no. And I was planning on doing just oak wood logs right here. And maybe we do that and then throw the fences on top. Kind of like I planned. Okay, let's do that. I need these dirt scaffolding to make sure the oak logs go the right direction. Like so. Perfect. And then oak. we'll do this all the way across. Oh, but can I fit a boat under here now? No. Okay, so maybe that goes up a little bit in the middle. Let's see, let's go like 1, 2, 3, and then maybe bring it up. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, go here, and then go 1, 2, 3, go here. Yeah, okay. So then we just need to get rid of 3 of these, and then 3 of these. And I think that might just look a little bit better, but it still helps us get a boat underneath. Because eventually I would like to like extend this river and make it stretch out into the big ocean, but that would be like a project way down the line, because that's going to take a long time, and it would be very beneficial to have a good shovel to do all that. So let's do this and then go 1, 2, 3. Okay, now let's go to bed, and then I'll go down, collect all those blocks, and kind of clean up from the underneath first, and then go ahead and throw those fences on. But yeah, just like to retouch on that movie, if you have seen the old one, I would highly recommend going and seeing this one. And and that's not the only instance where you have to go see it. Like, it was a super good movie. So if you're interested in like scary movies and things like that, like my biggest fear as like a 22-year-old is clowns. Like my most, like, I guess, irrational fear, like obviously like death and losing a family member are scary, and like that's a lot of people's biggest fears. But like my biggest irrational fear would definitely be clowns. Like, I hate clowns more than I hate spiders, more than I hate snakes, like anything. Like, I hate clowns, and I don't know why. It was like, that was always the biggest thing too. Like, my parents never really understood why I was so afraid of clowns, and I think that movie, like as a kid, probably had a little bit to do with it. But it was so good. And like, this movie to me, compared to the old one, was a lot funnier as well. Like, there were a couple one-liners in this movie that were just hilarious. Like, you were there, you were scared watching this movie, and then all of a sudden they just like rip off a funny one-liner, and it was pretty good. Like, Richie is very funny in this movie, and that was great. Like, there was a lot of comic relief, and I think they hit that right on the head. Like, there were a lot of points where I was terrified. Like, there were a lot of jump scares, and then it was also really good about hitting you with that comic relief, and you'd kind of forget about, like, I don't want to say, okay, forget about probably wasn't the right word, but like, you would like not be scared anymore, obviously, because it was a funny part, and then they would come back and hit you with another scary part, and it was just like perfectly like executed, I guess you could say. And it was, I don't know, it was one of the better movies I've seen in a very long time. Granted, I haven't been to a theater in a really long time. I don't really like going out and spending money on movies, as cliche as that is, but I really don't. And that was one of those that I would probably go and see again. Like, if someone hadn't seen it yet and asked me to go see it, I'd probably go see it again. It was that good. It was a very good movie, and I would highly recommend it to everyone. Unless you're like super terrified of clowns, I guess, then maybe don't go see it, because obviously it's a clown heavy movie. But it was good. It was very good. Let's see. Maybe we do those here as well. So you're not going to be able to see much off the top of this, but I think that's going to be okay. We'll do those there, and then do some oak fences right there. Or actually, let's do spruce. Let's do some spruce fences and see how that looks. Okay, we already have 2. Solid. And then do... Perfect. Is 8 going to be enough? No. I think I need 12. So we'll do something like that. Something like that. Okay. I need a few more. Can I make them here? Do I have enough? I do. Sweet. I think that half slab looks kind of funny, because that fence doesn't really connect to it. Yeah, that looks awful, actually. Like, that looks really bad. I think I'm going to scrap that entire thing. Yeah, I'm going to scrap this. I'm not going to make you guys sit here and struggle and to watch me build a new bridge while fumbling over my words. I got my point across. I talked about what I really wanted to talk about, and I was hoping that the bridge would just look better when I was done, and that wasn't the case. So I'm going to scrap this idea. I'm going to go build a bridge, or not quickly, but I'm going to build a much better bridge off camera here really quick and jump back in when it's finished. So then you guys got to see me make the wrong bridge. Here, let's do it this way. I tutorially built you guys watched me build something wrong. So this is a bridge you should not build, because this looks awful. Now I'm going to go ahead, change this up, build a better bridge, and then I'll jump back in with you guys when that is finished. So give me a quick second here, guys. For you guys, it'll be a quick second. For me, it'll probably be like 25 minutes. But let me build another bridge, come back in with it, come back to it when it's built, and just, I'm fumbling over my words. So give me a second, guys. We'll be right back. All right. I am finally back here. Let's see how long that took me. 10 minutes. It took me 10 minutes to build this bridge. And I think it looks a million times better than the first one that took me 20 minutes to build while talking, and it didn't turn out well. I'm thinking that just symbolizes how bad I am at multitasking when it comes to talking and building. It's something I really need to improve on, obviously, if I want to do this Minecraft thing on YouTube. But we built something, and I think this looks 1 million times better. This is the bridge that I had like in mind when I built it, and I think my biggest thing is I just went up too fast. I needed to gradually build it out more. So we changed these to slabs. Basically, this whole thing is slabs. There are no stairs here at all. Slabs all the way through with the spruce and oak combination here as well. I don't know if I want to do anything with like capping these off. I might, and maybe, well, let's see here. Maybe this is where that cobblestone comes into play. So let's cap these off with some stone. Do something like this. And see if that helps at all, adds anything. If it doesn't add anything, we'll probably end up getting rid of them. But it might. I don't think it looks bad. By any means, I don't think that looks bad at all. Maybe we go ahead and do it here as well. Let's do that. Let's put some slabs here on the ends. And then, where are my torches? Okay, I have them on me. Let's do like torches here. And hopefully this will help limit spawns. I know, okay, so they can spawn here but not here, and here those torches will help. And then there isn't even a direct middle. We're just gonna leave it and hope that nothing spawns on top of my bridge. But the next thing would be to kind of add a path, and the path, I terraformed this a little bit out as well. The path is going to come this way, so it's a gradual build. With some slabs up to the rest of our path that's going to come from our house down to our village that way. I don't want to do like a sharp path straight this way because it's going to be all slabs and it's not going to look good. But I think that bridge looks 1 million times better than the bridge that we built before. And if you don't believe that, then you might be crazy. Because the bridge that we built before looked like crap. And now that I look at it, I think I'm going to get rid of that block and put another spruce stair in that little corner right there. But anyways, guys, that is all the time I have for today. It is already getting late into the morning, and I need to get some stuff done for class today. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Drop a like if you like our bridge a lot better than the first bridge that we built. Drop a comment, subscribe if you guys are new and want to stick along with the series. And until next time, guys, take care and peace.